A very good evening and a warm welcome to Newsline, wherever you are around the world. Well, I know you expect to see Becky seated on her usual red couch. Well, mine is not a red couch, but for tonight, I will be sitting in for her all the same. It was an unusual wet day in Lagos yesterday. Many parts of the city were submerged, including our Lagos Network Center, which is why Newsline is coming to you from our Abuja studio. On our lineup tonight, we bring you an update on the flood situation in Lagos. After 1 year of seamless and uninterrupted digital terrestrial transmission in Jos, our correspondent brings us up to speed. She says Nigeria is spreading the switch over to other locations across the country. We'll bring you the story of a refugee woman in Nigeria. Despite her circumstances, she extols the virtues of Nigerians who have not discriminated against her. We also have our usual segment on social activities. I am Fatima Abbas Hassan. But first, let's take a look at news making the headlines with Joseph Johnson.
Thank you, Fatima, and thanks for joining us on the news desk. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo says unity and oneness of Nigeria cannot be compromised under the guise of sectional agitations for the breakup of the country. Chief Obasanjo stated this at the palace of Olu of Warri, His Royal Majesty Ogiame Ikenwole, while on a courtesy call in Delta State. Mohammed Abdul Qadir reports.
And not war.
Have seen the devastation of war, the destruction of war, the mindlessness of war, will never want to see war again.
The former president identified good governance as panacea to gangsterism, terrorism, and vandalism in parts of the country. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo said nothing is wrong with Nigerians, but a lot is wrong with Nigerians who must change their mindset and mentality in calling for dismemberment of Nigeria, which he said is uncalled for. Adding that the greatness of Nigeria is in its diversity. From the Olu of Warri's Palace in Delta State, Mohammed Abdul Qadir, NTA News.
To security matters, the second batch of repentant Boko Haram insurgents have started their rehabilitation at an orientation camp in Gombe State. Shafatu Abdul Mumini reports that this is part of the Operation Safe Corridor of the federal government.
The 53 repentant Boko Haram insurgents arrived Gombe aboard a Nigerian Air Force jet ready for rehabilitation at an orientation camp. Coordinator, Operation Safe Corridor, Major General Bamidele Shafa, said only repentant insurgents who laid down their arms would be given vocational training in various skills in order to be empowered and assimilated in the society.
From the day they surrender, they cease to be what? Boko Haram. Internationally accepted language for them now is I rather call them clients or ex-combatants. It is what is acceptable internationally.
One of the repentant Boko Haram insurgents, Salisu Momodu, told newsmen that he is ready to be rehabilitated and be absorbed into the society.
The way we were badly treated at the war front without anything to show compelled us to repent and surrender.
The orientation camp of the repentant insurgents consists of well-furnished hostel, clinic, cafeteria and multipurpose hall where they would receive training from 15 different federal agencies including National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and National Orientation Agency. The rehabilitation exercise will last for 6 weeks. 6 repentant Boko Haram insurgents had earlier been rehabilitated at the orientation camp. In Gombe, Shafa'atu Abdul Mumini, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Buratai, says the deployment of special forces to Kogi State has reduced incidents of terrorism, kidnapping and armed robbery in the area. The Army boss said this at the inauguration of a forward operation base in Okene, Kogi State. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
This was the level of joy and appreciation by the people of Ibira land for the newly completed forward operation base. Situated in Kogi Central, along Okene-Okbela Road, the forward operation base will further fortify the area by enhancing rapid and aggressive response to security threats in and around Kogi State.
The series of operations conducted by declaring operation troops at Inike, Nagazi, and Ogaminana areas of Okene changed the tide against the terrorists and other criminals and served as the foundation for the peace and security being enjoyed and built upon today.
With the deployment of special forces by the Nigerian Army and the subsequent establishment of Operation Freedom by the Kogi State government, Governor Yahaya Bello acknowledged the reduction of crime in the state.
Statistics on violent crimes and syndicated insecurity in Kogi State also indicate that incidents of armed robbery and kidnapping in particular have dropped drastically in recent months. It is our objective to eliminate them completely.
This project will eliminate in totality, the criminality in this area.
You are aware of the security situation in this area for a long time, but now with the presence of about 200 troops on this road, I think the road will more than likely be very, very secure.
The base has bulletproof walls, helipads, watchtowers and independent solar power system. From Okene, Kogi State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
In the meantime, stakeholders have warned against attributing the recent farmers-herders clashes on the Mambila Plateau in Salduna local government area of Taraba State to ethno-religious and political sentiment to fuel divisions among the people. This follows a series of meetings between the state government and ethnic groups in the affected areas. Joseph Orton reports.
Meetings and dialogue have continued to trail the recent crisis between herdsmen and farmers on the Mambila Plateau. The Taraba State government's delegation led by the Deputy Governor Haruna Manu visited and met with the internally displaced persons and stakeholders from the region, assuring them of government commitment to resolving the crisis once and for all and support the victims to resettle. A delegation from the Fulani ethnic group across the country led by the patron of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, who doubles as the chairman, board of trustee of the People's Democratic Party, Jubrin Wali, met with the state government and stakeholders from other tribes on the Mambila Plateau to discuss the causes of the violence and recommend lasting solutions to the crisis. Jubrin Wali said the cause of the crisis can best be attributed to scramble for scarce land for farming and grazing, rather than political or ethno-religious, as portrayed in some media. They acknowledged the efforts of the federal and state governments in quelling the violent attack and providing support to the victims. For now, the Mambila Plateau is relatively calm, with the security agencies, national and state emergency management agencies on hand assisting the victims. In Jalingo, Joseph Sound Oten, NTA News.
A bit in politics now. Ademola Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has won the Osun West Senatorial District by-elections. He polled 97,480 votes. The Chief Returning Officer, Professor Laide Lowell of the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti, announced the result in Oshogbo. Correspondent Adekunle Adebayo has details.
The senator-elect Ademola Adeleke polled 97,480 votes to defeat his major opponent, Senator Mudasiru Hussein of the APC, who polled 66,116 votes in the just concluded Osun West Senatorial District by-election held on Saturday, July 8th.
That Ademola is hereby declared winner and is informed.
PDP candidate clinched 9 out of the 10 local government areas in the district, while Senator Hussein only made it in his local government area, Ejigbo. 7 other political parties, ACD, NCP, PRP, GPN, Labour Party, NPPP, and NNPP also presented candidates for the election. Meanwhile, the Osun State PDP has expressed a deep appreciation to God and good people of the state and the senatorial district for their support, which made the party to have outstanding victory. The party chairman, Soji Adagodo, regarded the victory as a further call to service. Ademola Adeleke is the younger brother of late Isaka Adeleke, whose death on the 23rd April this year necessitated the by-election. From the senatorial district headquarters, Iwo, Adekule Adebayo, NTA News.
Well, let's turn our attention to the legislature. With the heightened economic activity since the advent of oil and gas free zones, a need to revisit existing laws has been emphasized. These formed a public hearing on a bill for an act to amend the Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority Act. National Assembly correspondent Dennis Adegoloye reports on this and another bill to establish the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport.
Concerning the bill for an act to amend the Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority Act, the House Committee on Commerce says it is to provide for the designation and establishment of oil and gas free zones and subzones in Nigeria, with a view to facilitating an enabling environment for healthy competition.
Accordingly, laws like the Oil and Gas Free Zone Act number 8 need to be updated to meet with changing global trends.
There is no doubt that the existence of oil and gas free zone has increased the tempo of economic activities in our ports and helped to deepen the economy of Nigeria.
It will add value so that we can have a law that will strengthen the agency to deliver on its mandate.
There is a need to have some harmonization of the position.
A bill to establish the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport was generally well received.
We believe that this is the industry that should be regulated actually if the economic will of this nation is to move forward.
There are certain mandates that had already been granted to an existing institution. Because when you are talking about logistics, logistics does not stand on its own. Is an integrated function in the supply chain management.
Meanwhile, the House Committee on Labour, Employment and Productivity will spare no effort in bringing an end to the suffering of Nigerians in the workplace. Chairman of the committee, Ezenwa Onyewuchi, made this assertion at the conclusion of an investigative hearing on casualization and outsourcing of jobs in Nigeria.
The outsourcing is a cloak used in perpetuating casualization in Nigeria.
Oversight visits to various agencies are expected to be conducted with a view to bringing an end to what is being considered as economic sabotage. From the National Assembly, Dennis Adegoloye, NTA News.
Now, the federal government is set to distribute over 200 rice processing equipment to smallholder rice producers in the country. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, says this will boost national production of processed rice, especially now that rice paddy cultivation is close to 20 million tons per annum. This is coming as Ebonyi State government appealed to the federal government to put a total ban on rice importation to encourage farmers. Musa Babaliu has more.
Ebonyi State has been the major rice producing state in southeast and south-south parts of the country, though the production of paddy has been less than the demand of rice milling industries in the state. However, with the collaboration of federal and the state governments, rice production in the state has increased significantly. For instance, cultivated land has been expanded to over 250,000 hectares to give 4 to 5 tons per hectare output.
We are mobilizing and empowering the entire Ebonians through what we call Ebonyi State Youth and Women Empowerment to go to the farm and cultivate all the available land in the state so that this rice, these meals, cannot be fed from rice from another state except the one produced in Ebonyi State.
In the meantime, federal government has set up modalities towards supporting rice milling industry in the state to produce quality rice that will compete with foreign ones.
We have a program coming up called the Plantation Initiative and agro-processing, quality control, packaging, and marketing overseas. We need to earn foreign exchange.
Before the middle of next year, we'll be able to have one rice mill in each local government area. We've also introduced the system of standardization in terms of pricing and in terms of quality.
Apart from contributing to national rice production, the federal and the Ebonyi state government's efforts have led to the creation of over 20,000 jobs in the states. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The third round of the sub-national immunization plus days has been flagged off. Representative of the Acting Secretary, Health and Human Services Secretariat, Dr. Mohammed Kau, called on parents to ensure routine immunization for their children. Abubakar Negedu reports.
Representative of the Acting Secretary, Health and Human Services Secretariat, Dr. Mohammed Kau, stressed the need for routine vaccination of children below the age of 5 years.
The flag off is starting, but the activity has started. The vaccinators are in the field. So this is just to ensure that the populace are informed of this activity so that they will allow their children to be assessed so that they can be vaccinated. This is one of the ways it can be sustained. But the most important thing is the routine immunization. That is, people going to the clinics for immunization. If we are able to do that, and we are able to inform everybody the way polio is being transmitted, like, it's orophycal, is from the feces to the mouth.
Dr. Matthew Ashikeni, Acting Executive Secretary, FCT Primary Health Care Board, says necessary arrangements have been put in place towards eradicating polio in the FCT. He emphasized the need for routine vaccination of children, adding that it is the only way to kick out polio virus out of the country.
Right now, surveillance is ongoing, active surveillance, even up to the toilet where our stool pass. We go and pick sample and check whether we can find from feces to the mouth, fecal-oral. So if you want to look for polio, if you can't see it in our children, go to where their stool is. If there's polio, you find it there.
Every country that has so far stopped the transmission of polio disease or poliomyelitis have a very strong routine immunization system. So I think this country now is the time for us to go back to the drawing board and begin to strengthen the structures of our routine immunization. What we have done on flag off is to ensure that we reach even more people and reminders have already heard that this has started today. And the main message we're having for the people is that we're not going to force you. We believe in behavioral change, but that is more enduring. When the behavior is changed, you endure uptake and then utilization.
I'm very happy to take the polio, and for the lesson they taught us how to be neat, how to wash our hands before giving ourselves food and children. I'm very happy for that.
The house-to-house vaccination exercise is expected to last till Tuesday, 11 July 2017. In Abuja, Abubakar Negedu, NTA News.
Still talking immunization. Painting the finger of an immunized child is another aspect which is very important during immunization exercises. The Acting Executive Secretary, FCT Primary Health Care Board, Dr. Matthew Ashikeni, in an interview with correspondent Hakimat Aliyu, appealed to parents and caregivers to cooperate with this part of the exercise.
During routine immunizations, the last finger on the left hand of children who have received the vaccine is painted with ink for identification. This act, Dr. Matthew Ashikeni, Acting Executive Secretary, FCT Primary Healthcare Board, says is very important to avoid making wrong estimates of the children immunized.
It is important that we recognize those that have already been vaccinated so that we don't keep repeating vaccinating the same children, and at the end of the day we count the same child 3 or 4 times, thinking that we have covered all the children, whereas we are catching and vaccinating just a few of them.
Dr.
Let's pick up on some of the other stories for you. Nigerians have been encouraged to trust in God at all times, with the assurance that whatever challenges currently facing the country will come to an end. This was the message by President Firehouse Church. Lady Bassi reports on these and other church services in Abuja.
Worshippers defied the prevailing rains to fellowship, worship and give thanks to God. Bishop Emmanuel Esezobo assured Nigerians that challenging times never last.
Nigeria belongs to God, and whatever is going on now is in His plan. No matter the headache, no matter the recession, it will come to an end. It's already ending.
It was celebration galore at the International Praise Church to mark Praise Day. Bishop Edwin Jarome enjoined Nigerians to engage in praise and worship to God Almighty at all times.
Friends, how many of us in the kitchen, in the midst of the situation, in your office, you go into work, things are tight, you can still make that sacrifice of worship and praise from your lips.
In the nation today, we should be looking at things that bind us rather than things that divide us, because God honors unity, and He honors unity when we come together to seek Him, either in prayer or even better in praise.
The Praise Day is a yearly celebration of different cultures and traditions across the world. In Abuja, Lydia Bassi, NTA News.
Former Head of State General Abdul Salam Abubakar says Nigerian politicians have a lot to learn from the late Danmasanin Kanu Alhaji Yusuf Maitama Sule. He was speaking in Kanu during a condolence visit to Governor Umar Ganduji. Abdullahi Mustafa has the rest of the story.
General Abdul Salam Abubakar was among the recent callers in Kanu to condole with the government and people of the state. The former head of state described late Yusuf Maitama Sule as one of the most upright and highly disciplined politicians Nigeria ever had. He said at the end of the Second Republic, Danmasanin Kanu was among the few political office holders not found wanting. This, he noted, was what made him a distinguished personality who was and is still being respected by all. Against this background, General Abubakar said the present-day politicians should see him as a role model. Another prominent caller at the Kano Government House was the Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Obonnaya Onu. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Let's bring you up to date on sports as well. Nigeria's contingent leaves for Beach Volleyball Championship in China as Wayne Rooney returns to his childhood club in the English Premier League. Amanzi Marcus reports.
Team Nigeria on Sunday departed for the 2017 Under-21 World Beach Volleyball Championship, slated for July 10 to 17 in Nanjing, China. Having conquered Africa in the qualifiers, the team, which is made up of 4 athletes and 2 officials, say they are fully equipped to represent the country effectively in China.
We are very happy as a team to have come this far, and then I really want to thank God for giving us the grace to train without injury. And we are ready, battle ready for the championship.
Defending champions Niger Flickers of Mina in sky blue jersey kick-started their hockey title defense on a bright footing, beating IG Police hockey team 4-0 on day 2 of the National Hockey Super League at the Package B section of the Abuja National Stadium. Niger Flickers scored a goal in all 4 quarters. In other results, Kada Queens beat Yobe Desert Queens 2-1. Imo Heartland defeated IGP Babes 1-0, while Rivers Queens lost 2-0 to Plateau Queens. Former champion Roger Federer qualified to the 4th round at Wimbledon in straight sets. 3rd seed Federer beat 27th seed Mishka Zverev 7-6, 6-4, 6-4. In the last 16 on Monday, Zverev will play against Bulgaria's Grigor Dimitrov, while Novak Djokovic will be up against Adrian Manarino. Meanwhile, Everton have confirmed signing a 2-year deal with Wayne Rooney for an undisclosed fee after leaving the club 13 years ago for Manchester United, where he scored 253 goals in all competitions, making him the club's top goal scorer of all times. Rooney had limited playing opportunities under Jose Mourinho in Manchester United and now seeks more playing time at Everton, for whom he made his professional debut in 2002, aged 16, and joined Manchester United in 2004. With sports update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
It was a befitting celebration of life well spent as eminent personalities converged on Ibadan for the funeral of late Clinton Adebolu Oni, who passed on to glory last month. Our Yomko Ajibola reports.
Death will come when it will come. So goes a popular saying. And when death comes, the living take stock of the impact of the dead, especially on friends, family, and the society at large. Such is the case of late Clinton Adebolu Oni, husband of the acting Director General NAFDAC, Mrs. Yetunde Oni. Since his death on 15th of June this year at age 67, his departure has attracted inflow of tributes and condolence to his immediate family.
Uncle Bolu was a man of many colors. Classy, stylish, very firm.
God, the only one who knows how to speak to the souls of men, will speak to the soul of the wife, who I know was so much in love and dependent on him.
This further extended to the convergence of eminent Nigerians, including representative of acting President Yemi Osinbajo, other federal cabinet members, and the Director General of NTA, Malam Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, represented by the Zonal Director Ibadan Necro Center, Jennifer Famosinkpe, at the funeral service.
The love of my life, loving, caring, selfless, build, bridger.
He was a good husband, he was a good father, and there is somebody who influenced people around him.
So they should take solace in the fact that their father lived a fulfilled life as a good Christian, and we could see from the turnout of people, even at the church service, to pay our last respect to the departed.
He was our rallying point. But Apollo was such a very good, wonderful, selfless human being.
After the body was laid to eternal rest at the Mission Park Rest, a lavish entertainment of guests soon followed at the University of Ibadan International Conference Center.
And now a quick check on the weather forecast. It's just time to remind you that you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store. That's, of course, if you use devices with iOS. And that's it on the news segment of Newsline. You pause here for some messages. Newsline continues after the break. I'm Joseph Johnson. Stay with us.
Sometimes in life, the advantage you need is the advantage you already have. With the fastest speeds at the best prices and nationwide coverage, Glow 4G LTE is the ultimate advantage. With 4G LTE from Glow, you always win.
You can use my Glow 4G LTE. Just do this.
Glow 4G LTE.
Wow. Yes. Don't worry, I'm going to connect you to my hotspot.
These data plans are available to all new customers and existing customers who renew their plans. Dial *777#. Welcome to the new speed of life.
Why Abuad, the pace-setter and UNESCO-acclaimed world-class university, is the first choice of students. First university to take off with state-of-the-art structures and equipment. Benchmark, model, and reference point. NUC. Best law college in West Africa. NUC. Template for engineering studies. NSE. Modern medical college and a 21st century teaching hospital. Best enterprise award. European Business Assembly. Nigeria's #1 best private university in Google Scholar ranking. Residential buildings for students and lecturers. Predictable academic calendar, accreditation of 47 undergraduate and postgraduate programs, freedom of religion, modern entrepreneurial structure for 28 skills. Abuad, most conducive environment for learning. Second post-UTME screening, Saturday, 22nd July 2017. For details, visit www.abuad.edu.ng. Email admission@abuad.edu.ng. Telephone 081-277-2121. Abuad, a vision in motion.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
There is a reason that Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth is in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. A bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
What a time to be alive. Just some years ago, many of the businesses and industries that are worth billions today did not even exist. Now, you could be in a village, somewhere that almost nobody has heard of, and become the next big thing worldwide. All you need is an idea, patience, persistence, and good internet access. So go on, get the other three, because we've got you covered on internet access with super fast data plans, no matter who you are or where you are. Maybe you're the one the world is waiting for to take us to our next level of success. There's only one way to find out, and we have full confidence that you will find the way. Why are we so sure? Let's just say that we have blind faith in your future.
Saham Unit Trust Insurance Nigeria Limited. We work with you each step of the way. At the start of your dreams, from business to home ownership, assets, property, and personal effects, we will cover your risk of loss or damage, just as we have grown, silently but confidently, from a national brand to becoming part of a key global player in insurance services. At Saham Unit Trust Insurance Nigeria Limited, we build your trusts and confidence as nature nourishes life. You give me strength and confidence. Saham Unit Trust Insurance Nigeria Limited. Trust, strength, and confidence.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gioni A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
welcome back. This is Newsline reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. Now let's begin. After 1 year of seamless and uninterrupted digital terrestrial transmission in pilot city of Jos, Nigeria is spreading the switchover to other locations across the country. The House Committee on Digital Switchover says seeing it is believing. So it visited the 10th city to have a first-hand experience of the future of terrestrial TV. Cecil Egbele witnessed it all.
When it was first discussed, the challenge of compliance, technological competence and strict adherence to the global best practice in digital terrestrial transmission looked like an uphill task. Physically, the start-off location in Jos is uphill, a task the House Committee Chairman on Digital Switchover, Honorable Sunday Kadun, was keen to undertake to underline the nation's commitment to get it right once and for all. It is a job that the Integrated Television Services, ITS, seem to have passed in flying colors since its first footprint on this town 15 months ago.
Now that the second month is running, if you look at what we have done so far, since it was a pilot scheme, there were already plans on the way to move to the southern zone, because presently we are the both northern part of Plateau and part southern side of Plateau, but the southern part, areas like Lantan, Shendang, and Watse areas, these areas are already being looked upon by ITS, which we're about to move into those areas to cover the entire state.
The ITS launched with 15 free channels. Presently, it transmits about 20 channels, but quality of signals from the aggregators has sometimes posed a challenge.
Whatever viewers at home are seeing are not directly from the ITS platform. ITS platform has been running successfully for the past 1 year without a flip.
The cutting-edge technology on display and its suitability to the terrain were discussed, with the satisfaction of the Nigerian TV viewer at the center of the tour.
Now that we've finished that one, you can scroll down. I'm sure that ITS did their studies. That's why the 9 local governments that are covered so far are able to view digital TV as of today.
Subscription renewal is among the demands of the residents of this Middle Belt city and surroundings.
Our own have just stopped. Just, was it yesterday or so? We've not been using it again.
Okay, so you hope to recharge?
Yes, ma. And we don't even know how to do it, how to recharge.
Free TV have been so nice, so wonderful. You know, it has changed the quality of communication we used to have before.
The ITS seem to have conquered the mountainous terrain of Jos, as access to signals are without hitch. It is now looking forward to a consolidation of their competence in other locations across the country.
Well, thank you, Cecil. Well, it's no longer news that Nigeria has commenced its city-by-city switch-on of digital broadcasting. From the pilot exercise in Jos in 2016 to Abuja, and now Ilori is on standby. Cecil Ebele again witnessed the inspection by the House Committee on DSO of the state-of-the-art transmission equipment, currently undergoing test run by the Integrated Television Services, ITS.
Arriving at the ITS Center in Ilorin, the House Committee on Digital Switchover, led by the Deputy Chairman, Honorable Solomon Maring, was received by the board members of the ITS. Inspecting the German technology installed, Road and Shores, one of the world top brands in broadcast transmitters, the legislators appeared satisfied with the level of preparedness, adding that the white paper presented by the Presidential Advisory Committee on Digital Switchover should be revisited to ensure compliance from every player.
We should revisit the white paper. Yes. Go through it. And legislator.
Since 1999, the NTA has relied on German technology, Road and Shores, for her analog transmitters, which have served every corner of the country seamlessly. This new version, which is a high-tech upgrade, is compact with high power density and minimizes operating costs for terrestrial broadcasting.
If the digital DVD-T can do about 5 channels, this one can do 15. It also gives rooms for SD, HD, and as well ultra-high definition television signals.
Almost all the equipment we're using are German-made equipment, and it can be proven they are the best in the industry. So technologically wise, they are using the best equipment. It may be the most expensive in the market, but we don't want to compromise quality in ITS.
Each city in Nigeria comes with its own geographical peculiarities, which require strategizing to ensure a hitch-free transition.
We have a system integrator that maps our coverage area and design the system for us. So we have as our transmitters the Rose and Schwartz digital terrestrial type 2.
Ilorin residents have been sensitized on the impending migration and are eager to reap its numerous benefits.
It means that information is going to be readily available more than before.
There's a better picture when you're watching a digital view.
That with less than 2,000 naira, you can buy a decoder and you have free access to quite a number of stations without any subscription.
There is joy and excitement here in Kwara State, and the people are expectant of the coming change. Since the community office of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State, Alhaji Abdul Fattah Ahmed, there's been remarkable progress and changes in the broadcast ecosystem in this state. Broadcast facilities and equipment have been digitized, ready for the DSO.
I will see this as a very noble project which we intend to key in completely as a state. As it is, we've not only invested in the structures, we've invested in equipments that would allow the switchover much more within the time frame.
Several switchover deadlines have been missed, but the government's renewed vigor has given impetus to the process. Nigerians now anticipate that the digital train will stop next in their domain.
Well, indeed, seeing is believing, and I'm sure not only the House Committee on DSO, but even Nigerians have seen and they believe the readiness for the switchover. Now we move on to the education sector, where pace-setter schools have set the pace again as they project the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria and Africa through the eyes of the younger generation. At the school's first annual International Culture Day in Abuja, Oyinaya Kalu Oka reports that it was a display laced with culture and color.
UNESCO's latest prediction states that most Nigerians' languages are under extinction. Have you ever thought about life without your language and the fact that someday your children may not be able to speak your language? Well, the Pace-Setter Academy is nipping that in the bud as it's organizing this colorful Children Day, where children are able to express themselves beautifully in different Nigerian languages and also foreign ones. Colorful and spectacular cultural displays from excited peoples eager to show off the stuff they are made of. Decked in beautiful traditional attire, the children were in charge while communicating in their dialect.
I'm from the northern part of Nigeria, but I can speak Calabar.
The event had an international appeal as peoples from the academy made presentations from different countries.
Greetings from our president, of Sudan.
I feel nice, it's so good. I see the event as a peaceful event, as a wonderful event to be in.
Culture is one, even though we have different cultures, but Nigeria is still one.
The show of culture continued at the graduation and prize-giving day, as well as the dinner where students and peoples put up an amazing performance.
how we use what is inside us, the knowledge and values that are inside us to make the world a better place.
Impressed by the presentations, guests, parents and teachers noted that such occasions should be encouraged as it helps in promoting peace and unity.
So appealing to all of us to start changing, that Nigeria as you see it is not an accident.
When we are together, I think we would go further.
Culture is a place to start with. We're very rich in culture, and culture unites us.
Kenneth Imaswegbon is the chairman, Pacesetters School.
If you catch them young, then you have hope for tomorrow. The hope for the country is located in these children. Our diversity is basically our little weakness, but our children in Pacesetters today have told us, they've shown us that should be the source of our unity and our strength. Our strength as a people can only be gotten from our unity.
Parents sure had a key role to play. The tribal dance was a unique opportunity for that.
We are all united in Nigeria, and we should be one.
It's so wonderful.
I love what I'm seeing here.
With the introduction of the annual Pacesetters Schools Cultural Day, the revival of Nigerians' rich cultural heritage, observers say, is a movement that has begun. Pacesetters there setting the pace for others to follow. Now, if you're just joining us, you're watching Newsline, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital city. Up ahead, one of former Newsline's anchor's son ties the nuptial knot. Stay tuned to find out more about the glamorous event. Plus, do you know why houses are marked during immunization? Our correspondent has the answer. That will be after these messages. Stay on the line.
Celebrant, just hold on and give the address to the driver. I beg, hold on.
Hello? Madam, credit not finish.
Oh, the party goes soon start, so... Chrissy, help me go and buy recharge card. Oh yeah, everybody, let's go. Okay. Hello, Madam Celebrant.
With Glow Sharp e-Top Up, you get 8 times the value of your recharge. Plus, you continue to enjoy all the airtime and data benefits on your plan.
Where the credit now?
Now sharp e-Top Up. I do enter your phone straight.
Blood of Zachariah. Well, you don't know, say e-Top Up, no, they give all the plan benefits like bonus airtime and data.
Now, e-Top Up, they give you all the better plan benefits, plus more.
Christy. Don't worry, I will put small thing on top of your money later.
I be the wonder when that you feast when we do money sharp like e-Top Up.
Very good. You like money.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
The secret to my everyday radiance is that chocolate glow. It gives me confidence.
I've not made my hair.
Congratulations, girl. Here is chocolate for you.
Chocolate. I couldn't have asked for better.
Chocolate waves come in different styles and sizes. It's 100% human hair, long-lasting and affordable. I just upped my game with chocolate waves.
Sweet life, chocolate hair.
Welcome to the new world of superb taste. Now here in Nigeria.
Everyone, try it and enjoy the delicious goodness.
We are bringing our new noodles to every corner of the country. That's right. It tastes great. It tastes fantastic. It's time for a new noodle. Nigeria, you want the truly delicious taste? Come and get it!
Be supreme, Nigeria.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From automobile cover...
Boys, pay nicely.
...to house... ...to personal cover. all with one single premium.
Play nicely with your brother. That's it, we're going home.
That was close.
Yes, luckily I have happy cover.
Oh, I have happy cover too. Sorry about your house.
Actually, I have happy cover also, so. Maybe he needs happy.
Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural fairness.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion with an innovative formula containing unique berry extracts to visibly lighten and care for your skin.
Hello, you must be here to pick up your sister. Mommy? Wow, you have the most beautiful glowing skin.
Now I have visibly fairer skin, making me feel younger.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion for visibly fairer skin. Nivea.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gioni A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
We are glad to have you join us again. Now, it was the convergence of witnesses from all walks of life as two prominent families of the Ogun State governor and the senior special assistant to the president on foreign affairs and the diaspora, Abike Dabiri Erewa, had their daughter and son joined in holy matrimony. Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, hosted the creme de la creme in Nigeria and beyond, who turned out for the colorful and glorious wedding between Ayomide Amosu and Oladipo Dabiri. Lekong Abonde reports that the NTA family was well represented to celebrate one of their own. Abike Dabiri Erewa.
Acting President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, governors, senators, members of the House of Representatives, ministers, royal fathers and government functionaries at all levels were among top dignitaries that joined families and friends at the memorable ceremony. The occasion was sparkled with mixed grill of activities evident in the display of rich Yoruba culture, music, color, glory and glamour typical of respected and influential Nigerian family. Father of the bride, Governor Ibekunle Amosun, expressed enthusiasm by proudly taking his daughter round for royal and elders' blessings while the couple was wedded in traditional engagement and in accordance with Islamic marriage rites. The new couple, Oladipo and his heartthrob, Ayomide, no doubt stepped into marriage equipped with words of advice from the elders who have been there, like former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara, and others.
Don't let your future last 24 hours. Remember that. And the only way to be sure of that and to achieve that is through communication. There's need for all of us, those who are parents, those who are parenting, to pay attention to the way and manner in which we raise our children.
The two of them and God. So they should look forward to God in every decision they make.
Prayers that their home may be a happy home. The joy of any parents is to see the young ones, daughter or son, get married in their lifetime.
The NTA family was not left behind as top management staff represented the Director General and the entire NTA in celebrating one of their own, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, the proud mother of the groom.
Well, the bride and bridegroom come from very good families. The family of
Abike Dabiri and Mr. Irewa and Governor Amosun and his wife. And I think that they've been brought up very well, and I believe that upbringing will guarantee relative success in the marriage.
I wish them a blissful marriage, and I must tell you that I'm here to represent the DG of NTA, Alhaji Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, and to let you know that Honorable Abike Dabiri is our own, is one of the NTA family.
They should be like the NTA family, where we never, ever depart from each other. You can see some of us have gone to the corporate world, some have gone into politics, some have gone into business, and at the end of the day, we always come together as one family.
Acting President Professor Yemi Oshibajo and his wife, Mrs. Dolapo Oshibajo, prayed for the new couple, the family, and also supervised the cutting of the wedding cake. Father and daughters dance by the governor, Ibikule Amosun. Mother and sons dance by Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa opened the floodgate of opportunity for the couple and their parents to showcase skills.
When you see these ones, you know that who couple. You understand?
Indeed, it was a real family reunion for the NTA, and it's refreshing to see some of us that have been away for a long time. Here is wishing the couple a happy married life. Now, the flourishing companionship between engineer Muhammad Buhari and Hajara Usman takes a blissful turn as family, friends and well-wishers thronged the Abuja National Mosque to witness their union. Musa Abubakar tells us more.
After fulfilling the necessary condition required by custom and tradition, the union between Muhammad Buhari Abubakar and Hajara Usman was contracted with the payment of 100,000 naira bride price. Other activities to mark the wedding ceremony took place in Kaduna, where well-wishers converged to marry with the married couples. The couples confirmed the saying, "Happy is a man or woman who finds a true friend, and far happier is he or she who finds a true friend as a partner."
To be caring and loving.
I pray we have a long and fun marriage and have many children as possible.
I really hope that they will have a good married life.
They have responsibility to continue and do better in the tradition of their parents.
To show understanding among themselves. When they fight, they should make up. They should not allow people to interfere in their lives.
I wish them all the best. Yes.
Well, congratulations is in order here for Muhammad Buhari, Abubakar and Hajara Usman. To the health sector now, houses are usually marked by vaccination teams during routine immunization. But do you know the essence of this house marking exercise? Hakimat Aliyu enlightens us on this in this next report.
House marking is an essential tool used to assess the level of immunization coverage. When the houses covered are marked, it also helps to avoid duplication of efforts. The Acting Executive Secretary, FCT Primary Healthcare Board, Dr. Matthew Ashikene, speaks further.
It is very, very important that when we send our vaccination teams to the field, we should be able to verify if they actually went to all the houses. Because like we said, emphasis is laid now on the issue of ensuring that we enter each household. Some of our people do not understand, and they wipe off this house marking. Once the house marking is wiped off, then that means that house was not visited.
Dr. Ashikene appeals to FCT residents for their full cooperation by not wiping off the marks, which is helpful for proper evaluation.
It has its implications, and the implications are very negative because FCT will be held accountable for not visiting those houses.
Some residents who reacted to the issue, however, say they do not deliberately wipe the marks.
I know the marks always remain in my house until maybe when I repainted the house.
It's not doing anything to anybody, so why would they clean it? And it doesn't affect the wall. So there's nobody that will clean it naturally.
I think maybe during the rainy season, the rain washes it off.
Yeah, I think it could be rained.
It is worthy to note that house marking is very important to ascertain the level of success after every routine immunization exercise. However, many people are of the opinion that the use of stickers or adhesive tape will be more decent for the exercise.
Drug abuse is a global phenomenon which has continued to destroy the lives of millions of youths across the world, with Nigeria having a fair share of the menace. Irigasa in Kaduna State lives an old man who has stood against all odds to counsel, rehabilitate and integrate drug addicts into the community. Take a look.
The drumming and hailing is meant to appreciate a man popularly known as Malam Niga. The name may sound odd because Malam stands for a teacher in Hausa, while a Niga in somewhere like Kaduna may go for a deviant or a drug addict. But for this man, it's a name he is proud of because it gives him the opportunity to reform the lives of many who are rejected by the same society that may have played a role in their dilemma. About 27 million people across the world are reported to be experiencing drug use disorder. And these are the class of people Malam Niga rehabilitate. He administers a concoction of traditional medicine and months of counseling, turning addiction to productivity.
Akwai masu yin kuka dan suna so su rabu da abun amma abin ya citira idan muka raba mutum da wannan abin to shine.
There are some drug addicts who go through emotional trauma because they want to stop the addiction, but we neutralize the addiction through unorthodox means and series of counseling.
Hundreds of youths from across Nigeria have been reformed at the Niga Rehabilitation and Skills Acquisition Center, with many more undergoing the reformative process. Many of those undergoing rehabilitation testify to the life-transforming experience at the center.
I used to take something like codeine, repenol, and fax. That is the reason that my mother bring me to this school.
Okay, but then how are you coping now? Have you stopped doing all those things?
Inshallah, I stop it.
Yeah, I smoke cigarettes, I drink beer.
Apart from that, you don't take weed, you don't take any kind of drug?
No.
I spent 8 months here.
Okay.
During my stay here, I acquired a lot of skills in the tailoring department.
The case of 51-year-old Yusuf Ibrahim stands out. He was a school teacher, but fell prey to the dangerous close of drug abuse. But the question is, what is the place of this practice in modern medicine?
As an orthodox practitioner, I understand the need for traditional intervention in mental health problems that we do have.
Worrisome for medical experts is the fact that this form of rehabilitation is not regulated.
The major challenge there is most of them are not evidence-based. Most of them do not have set limits.
That as it may, Malam Niga will continue to be patronized by many who are satisfied with his service.
Good service there to fatherland. Now, still to come, the agony of a refugee woman as we bring you up to speed with natural hair trends in Jos. After the break.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
I'm a loyal mother, so I support my family in every way I can in maintaining a healthy diet, in your lifestyle, in sports. You see, full cream Loyal Milk is rich in calcium and helps to build strong bones and teeth, helping me and my family stay strong and healthy. So when next you're shopping, remember to show your loyalty.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of Made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
The Future Assured project of the wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, is carrying out free medical screening and distribution of food items at various IDP camps while ensuring the economic empowerment of women through training and skill acquisition. In recognition of her efforts, wives of governors have lent their voices and support.
In Kogi State, we feel the impact of Future Assured, especially in women and children.
The Future Assured program of Mrs. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, the wife of the president, has been very assuring and still reassuring in Sokoto State. It has impacted positively in the areas of humanity, especially women and children.
Supports the Future Assured initiative. Email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
Hold on, please. Let me calm down.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hope you've rubbed off your meter.
Oh, Oga, we no longer tamper with our fuel dispense meter because it is cheating and corruption. I will always sell fuel to all customers at the correct amount because change begins with me.
Nice one.
Yes, sir. How much, Oga?
Fill up.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The food is a well-balanced diet food because carbohydrate is there, protein is there, fruits is there. Earth-wisely, it will help the puppies to grow very well. Even if they are not able to get anything of such in their different homes, the one they take into school, it will help them a lot. We thank the government for even having this type of a program in mind, and they executed it very well. God will help them.
You're welcome back, and we have a news story just coming in. The wife of the president, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has charged women in Da'wah to always support and promote federal government programs geared towards improving the lot of women in the country. This was at the 12th annual conference of women in Da'wah held in Bauchi, the Bauchi state capital. Adamu Haruna Adams has that report.
The conference, which drew participants from the 19 northern states, has as theme, in any difficulty or hardship, there is a way out. Scholars took their turn to deliver lectures on issues that have to do with the plight of the Nigerian Muslims and the Nigerian society at large. Wife of the president, who served as the special guest, represented by the wife of the Bauchi State Governor, Hajia Hadiza Abubakar, commended the women in Da'wah for their giant stride in contributing to the federal government efforts at restoring societal values and ensuring attitudinal change in society. She also assured them of support at all times. Father of the day, Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, represented by the Emir of Bauchi, Alhaji Rilwan Suleiman Adamu, called on government at all levels to remodel school curriculum to reflect the teachings of the major religions in the country. Guest speaker, Professor Salihu Shehu, who delivered a lecture on the topic Analysis of Challenges Facing the Muslim World and Their Possible Solutions, enumerated a number of issues including moral decadence, degeneration of agents of socialization, and unnecessary innovations into the religion of Islam, among many others, as the bane of the problems bedeviling the Muslim Ummah. There were also speeches and goodwill messages from stakeholders, including the representatives of the governor of Bauchi State, National Amira of the women in Da'wah, and wives of sitting governors, among others. In Bauchi, Adamu Haruna Adams, NTN News.
Now, our next report on Newsline is on the plight of the refugee woman. Our correspondent, Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, met the lady refugee who says her next meal used to be an accident and survival daily used to be by luck. Despite the odds, she has studied up to degree level, but has one last hurdle to cross. What is that hurdle, you might ask? Adebola has the rest of the story.
Jermaine Akumu Ukumu from Democratic Republic of Congo is one of the 1,409 profiled refugees in Nigeria and one of the 9 women residents in the Yanya Gwandera Refugees Transit Camp. It was a response to our questions on World Refugees Day that caught our attention.
Nigerians, they are trying, and I will not want Nigerians to separate. Now that we share the blood that the Congo, DRC, Rwanda, and Northern Sudan have shared, I want Nigerians to keep themselves together so that they can maintain the country and also maintain with the refugees. To say in a nutshell, Nigerians are great, and we also appreciate them so much for things which they have done for us. We pray for the government of Nigeria, so especially the President Muhammad Buhari, to recover fast.
Jermaine, a mother of 4 without a husband, said she studied mass communication at the Benue State University, prefers to be shown how to fish and not to be given fish.
I have to appreciate them first. That which I desire when I was even in Congo has come to pass. I am grateful to Nigerian government. They have realized my They have made my dream come to pass. And of course, they have been of great assistance to me. You understand? In Nigeria, there is no discriminations. If you go to places like Cameroon, or before you pass, even Congo, before you pass from here to here, they will ask you of laissez-passer. But in Nigeria, except where I am with you, then you will know that I am not in Nigeria. If not, there is no difference.
Apart from being a graduate, Jermaine is also an author. Page 3 of her first and only book for now, titled A Destiny of Crisis, A Life of Wandering, explains what she wants from the present administration in Nigeria. She says,
"For my rehabilitation to be meaningful or complete, I need a job with a degree in mass communication and experience gained in hardship. I can be useful to any organization. I need to settle down and train my children."
I am so hopeful. I am so hopeful with the government of President, His Excellency President Buhari. I am so hopeful. If they deny me in the past government, this government, I know something good. I am saying it from, that's what is left with me here is just my faith and hope. And I'm saying it with all hope that I am going to get a job before 2017 we round up.
Josephine is the eldest of Jermaine's children. In a few years, she is hopeful of becoming a medical doctor.
I'm a student at Ebonyi State University, Medicine and Surgery, 100 level. I got admission this year, and ever since then, I've been coping with the help of NCFR we've been.
We stand together with refugees and IDPs is the theme for this year's World Refugees Day. Jermaine Akumu Okumu wants the federal government and people of Nigeria that have helped her to get to this stage, employ her and stand with her.
Well, Nigerians are indeed good people, and the country is indeed a good nation. Now, at a time of serious economic travails, when Nigerians are seeking ways to augment their livelihoods, some women are producing a commodity and giving it out free. Saliu Abdullahi met this unique women in Arikpa in Nasarawa State.
A cool rustic breeze welcomes you to Arikpa Aramanda village in Agidi development area of Nasarawa State. The village is as rural as they come. Nature has been kind to the people, endowing them with arid land that cuts out their preoccupation as farmers. But beyond the usual rural attributes, Arikpa has a story itching to be told. It is a story of landscape adorned with palm trees billowing in the wind. These are the raw materials for processing palm oil, an activity carried out by the women folk. Mother of 8, Jumai Sabo supervises the production of palm oil at her homestead. What was once kernels are now being cooked, first to obtain a thick paste and later edible palm oil. The methods are crude, but the women endure the heat with a smile. They produce about 6 to 10 25-liter jerrycans weekly, which sell around 10,000 naira each. Jumai Sabo said she does that collectively with the support from her family. It's not for commercial purpose, just for house use.
We have enough palm kernel to produce more. We will be very happy if government can support us to boost this business.
In a community where basic amenities are absent and getting by is a task, it comes as a surprise that the women do not latch on to this venture to make some money. They say they are content with just producing the palm oil and sharing with family and friends. We leave Arikpa with mixed feelings. One of surprise that abundant natural resources are not being fully utilized, and the other of admiration for a people content with their lot in life and are willing to share even when they have so little.
Thank you, Sadiu Abdullahi, for that beautiful story. Now, the beauty of a woman, many believe, is determined by her hair, which explains why women take extra care to beautify their hair. However, some go to extra mile to take care of their hair. Nenrot Nina Dinget takes a look at recent glide of hairstyles and says many are opting for natural hair.
Beautiful hair adorns every woman or girl, but to have a beautiful hair, one needs to make out time to care for it. The notion for several decades that a long straight hair is it is gradually fading.
It's kind of stressful a little bit, but the after effect is lasting. I had to go natural because I wanted change. I wanted something different. And this change is not just the physical change. For me, it's something that comes from within.
Most women said since they were young girls, so many of them have been indoctrinated to believe that their natural hair is not good enough, as even the slightest little fresh new growth will have them running out to straighten it with some relaxer. Experts say the chemicals do not only damage the hair structure, but the scalp skin, as it is impossible to get a gorgeous hair with a poorly tended head or scalp skin.
Every strand of hair consists of three major layers, which is the cuticle, the hair cuticle, the hair cortex, and then the hair follicle. So by the time it's been subjected to chemotherapy, which is chemical treatment as related to relaxing the hair and all of that, sometimes it gets to lose its richness and weight.
Once there are injuries to the scalp, to the extent that it destroys the hair follicle, the cell that produces the hair, it leads to permanent baldness.
Some natural hair wearers say they have struggled with hair breakage for a while and eventually turn to weaves to achieve fuller and straighter looks. Most women drop the wigs, the hair relaxer, and hair stretchers.
The truth about natural hair, it makes you you.
Teeny weeny afro, that's what we call this. I just wake up and then I do a washout and then I just, feel free and I enjoy the hair like this.
With all the side effects of modern day hair beauty products, Nigerian women have embraced the African look with pride.
Thank you very much. Now, another break beckons at this point as we gradually come to the end of this week's edition of Newsline. Do stay on the line. We'll be right back.
Success. I always wanted to make something of myself. Even when I was a child. With So Clean, my mother made sure that my clothes were clean and bright. With a 30% concentrated formula, washing is faster, brighter, and cleaner. Like millions of families, mine also trust So Clean. With my clothes and with my career. Because when all eyes are on you, you have to look the part. So Clean. It's your time to shine.
So Clean. Now with a new look and stain magnet technology for even better stain removal.
A little helping hand will go a long way to get your meals tasting really delicious. So season your cooking with Unger for that delicious taste and irresistible aroma that will get your loved ones looking forward to mealtimes.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
Want to buy Indomie noodles? 4 bucks, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie. Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste. Taste is the difference. Yes. Difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
I've been looking at you from across the way, and I think about you almost every day. Now I think that I must have a crush on you. I hope that you feel it too.
It's the natural ingredients and rich flavor of Knorr that brings people together.
Residents of High Community in Tafa local government area of Niger State are still counting their losses following the downpour which resulted into flooding. Victor Azu visited the village located off the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway and now reports.
Residents of High Community in Tafa local government of Niger State, an early morning shower would have passed for a Sunday blessing, except that this time it turned out to be too much for them to handle. They were jolted from their sleep by the effects of the torrential rainfall which began in the wee hours of Sunday and continued for hours, leaving behind a trail of destruction and agony. Among the victims of the flood rage was Jibril, a resident of High who had been swept by the flood through the tunnel and across the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway. Fate smiled on him as the community rallied round to rescue him. He was third-time lucky as he was said to have lost the battle to cling onto any lifeline a couple of times earlier as the floods raged on.
The water started from up, and the boy from there, the way come, the boy fall into the water. From there, the water carrying full under bridge here. When they reach there, I hang on top of tree. There's another person there. From there, where they will try to remove the other one, another one hangs up. From there, with about 4 group. When you reach there, we now lay rope from this side to the river. The other excluded from the rope, cross the river, come out.
These two expressway, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Expressway, along the way is only Boss Colbert here, where the water is Boss Colbert. And what we need here is bridge, because we have dam across. If we have rainfall like this, the dam will fill up. And when it add with the water, then the Boss Colbert will not enable the water to pass. Then it will now bounce to the community.
Getting him to the road was not easy as the terrain is steep. For me, it was a wrong day to be clad in white, but as a reporter, the job had to be done. An ambulance from the National Emergency Management Agency was waiting to receive Jibril, who was not only weak but traumatized, having passed through a life and death situation.
Residents say that some of their folks are still trapped in the submerged houses. They cannot come out and no one can go in to rescue them.
NTA News also...
Well, that is how it has been on Newsline this week. We sincerely hope you had a wonderful viewing time with us. Same time next week will be time for another edition of Newsline. Until then, on behalf of everyone out here, I thank you for joining us and I wish you a pleasant night rest.